Hi everyone, this is Mike Gorin here, and welcome to a perfect playthrough of Streets of Rage. Take a listen to this music, it is so great. Man, that gives it chills down my spine. Adam Hunter, ex-cop on side boxing. 21, Lambada Judo. Don't know what Lambada is. Video games. Bonsai, I'm guessing he takes care of a bonsai trees. Oh no. But man, this is so. The one thing I will say about this original Streets of Rage 1 is it has amazing music. I'm gonna show off as much as possible. Anyways, I'm gonna set the level at easy. Perfect game conditions is to get the good ending, which will come automatically since we're playing solo. And between those three characters, Blaze Felding, as I found out, is the best character in the game. So, much as I like Axel and Adam, I'm gonna go with Blaze this time. Look at all us speedruns, it is night and day how much better she is. Especially against a particular boss later on than the men. So, man, this is so great. So, we have to achieve the good ending in Streets of Rage 1, and because this is single player, the bad ending is unobtainable, so really I just have to beat the game. Man, that is so freaking awesome, the music. I can definitely see why some people consider this to be their favorite game in the series. And it's the soundtrack more than anything. So that pretty much is the deciding factor. Although Streets of Rage 2's soundtrack is great, and its gameplay is even better than the first. And that's pretty much what I'm going off. Alright. Tips. You can pretty much just punch 2 or 3 times, and then stop 2 or 3 times again while they're still stunned, because enemies receive quite a lot of hit stun in this game. No. Only the bosses can actually escape from the hit stun. And even then, each boss in particular has a particular strategy you're supposed to apply. Yeah, the drawback up to this point, I never played as Blaze Felding my entire life. The reason why is because her attack power is B, which basically makes her the weakest of the 3 in terms of power. But Blaze actually does have some attacks that actually make all the difference compared to Axel Stone and Adam Hunter. And this boss is pretty easy. I've already fulfilled Boomerang Blue plus the cop car. I just knock him down to half health and then use the power up. You don't get special moves in Streets of Rage 1 like you do in the other Streets of Rage games. Your power up is basically a summon a cop car. Good for crowd control, but in this game I'm pretty much only gonna be using them on the bosses. I'm not too big a fan of the music in this stage in particular. It's alright, but it's definitely one of the weaker tracks in the game. And this is pretty much the only weapon I'm going to be using for the entirety of the game. Alright, he went off screen, and the Streets of Rage 1 has off-screen syndrome, where if the enemy is off-screen, any attacks against them do nothing. It's like they don't exist anymore when they're off-screen. Alright. This took a little longer than I would have liked. And here's our first extra life for the game. On the easiest difficulty, it's actually really easy to max out on lives. You know, even on the easiest difficulty, provided you're good enough. So how did I come across the Streets of Rage trilogy? My late uncle actually owned the entire trilogy on Sega Genesis, alongside Sonics 1 and 3. He also owned Sonic CD, by the way. That's my story of Streets of Rage. Anyways, there really isn't much to say. The first couple levels are pretty easy. Can't believe I'm getting punched right there. I mean, that in this juggler's just pissing me off. But luckily I still have a turkey in case I need it. The second boss is much tougher than the first boss, by the way. I have not yet found a proper strategy to engage him, because any attempt to get close to him, and he will just... The one thing you need to know is you have to fish whatever combos you have on him, or you'll be left wide open. I'm pretty sure the idea is to try to grab him and throw him, and that's how you're supposed to beat him. If you try jump kicking him, he will get out of the way, because he's supposed to be like a ninja, see? Now he's back on screen, I gotta finish him off with the power-up. And I got an extra life for hitting 50,000. And now from the rest of the game, you get another extra life every 100,000 points after that. Alright, I'm gonna wait a little while because this music is this track this stage has amazing music. It doesn't seem like it at first, but just listen to this. Oh yeah! Man, this is so kick-ass. I think this is my favorite track in the entire game. And it's the freaking beach. But it's also when the game starts to get hard. I'll say why in a bit, but for now, things seem to be pretty cool right now. See, the green guys take up more health damage to take out the blue guys. Each enemy has 3 palette swaps, except to the best of my knowledge, the jugglers. Maybe on a higher difficulty, the 3rd juggler would appear, but I digress. Alright, this is basically how I deal with these guys. Oh, I moved past the turkey leg. Darn it. And there are no more health. There's no more health items for the rest of the stage. Told you this stage gets tough. And, tough of the boss now. Yeah, this... Streets of Rage 2 has amazing music too. Don't knock it till you try it. I do think Streets of Rage 1 on average has better music. Oh, stuff that really matters goes to Streets of Rage 2 in the long run. Oh, here's the boss. Now, the idea is you want to chain him with the jump kicks, and I was a little late on this. This actually gets pretty tough because of the spawning enemies. So don't. Alright, I want to summon the cop car before he goes off screen. And here it is. Game, set, and match. By the way, you press start to jump through the score tally. Alright, this stage, I want to be cautious to make sure I don't overwhelm myself, because when the purple guys are with other enemies at the same time, it gets difficult to deal with them. The purple guys and there are other palette swaps, they like to throw you. The Garcias, they pretty much are just simple brawlers that sometimes carry weapons. But the guys in the life preservers, I should call them, they like to throw you. And the girls, have the whips, and they like to duck and feign victimhood. Since you can't hurt them while they're on the ground. And the guys that kind of look like Shivas, that kind of look like Shiva from Streets of Rage 2 onwards. I kind of realized I could just throw these enemies into the pit right here. I wish that killed her, but I guess not. This music's also pretty good, but it pretty much sounds identical to the other Extra Life. It sounds pretty identical to the what is it? The Stage 3 music. Yeah, there's really nothing. And those guys like to jump around and gang up on you, and the final enemy, the final type of enemies are the jugglers. And you already saw that in action stage 2. Oh, I need to get them on screen. And that's some amazing showmanship right here. Good, I took care of him before. And then we got the third and final palette swap of the guys that like to throw you. Now this boss, the idea is to get him into an infinite, because he's one of those guys that you can't actually just hit him for until he goes down. And I activated the power-up too early because he will have a little bit of health left. That's alright. You know, it is what it is. The only thing that makes the third and fourth bosses hard are the spawning enemies. But from this point on, you basically get a campaign that's more suited for multiplayer, as you get 2 copies of each bosses, and enemies tend to swarm you a lot. The stages themselves will also become extremely long. Alright. Took care of this guy. Now, I think the other stages had like 4 to 5 sections from this, and the next couple stages have 6 sections and 2 bosses. You want to just take out these guys one at a time because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. But if you do get surrounded, I decided to sell for the other guy first because, and I got another extra life. See? Sell for the oh boy, this bitch. You see what I mean? Sometimes they will actually do that, and when they do it, they never stop doing it. Your only solution is to try to grab him, or waste a power-up. Alright, got her. Luckily, these bitches are cooperative. They don't pull the poor damsel in distress card on you. And I don't even know why it works on Blaze. I'm guessing because it's a gameplay thing. Not know that there were more enemies still. Sometimes that will happen. Or the enemy just doesn't load. That will actually happen towards the end of the game. I'll remove the throat arm. Don't want to grab that turkey yet, because we gotta fight the first boss of the stage. This guy. It's actually much easier now that there aren't any enemies spawning infinitely. Fuck. Finally got it. You know, I had such a hard time chain jumping this guy. Because these guys like to jump around a lot, I basically do this. You want to be careful not to finish any of your combos. But if you do, you actually have invincibility frame when you use a finisher like the uppercut. I don't really care for it, but you know, we gotta deal with two of these guys. This is one of the few enemies in the game that does not have three palette swaps. At least not to my knowledge. Maybe if you play on the highest difficulty, you will actually get a third palette. Same goes for the stage 1 boss. It only has one other palette swap. Actually, kind of think of it, I don't think any of the bosses have more than like 2 palette swaps. You wanna take care of that last turkey? Oh, I got the chain on this juggler. I need that. This is what I do. Pick a side, you hold the jump button, and I'm basically just spamming here. Not everyone is on one side of the screen and will not be jumping in front of me. Alright, I gotta use the power up here. Alright, and another one. Just so I could take care of the other girl. Yep, for the rest of the game, the next two stages, including this one, have two main bosses at the end. But, yeah, this is the reason why I chose Blaze, is for her, back attack. Axel and, Axel pretty much just uses the arm thrust. I'm not sure what Adam uses, but Blaze has a greater hitbox, and the Mona Lisa sisters are the main reasons why I chose to play as Blaze in Streets of Rage 1. It's for her back attack and dealing with those sisters. Axel's back attack sucks ass. That's all there is to it. Oh, fuck you, bitch. At least I got both of them in, Why I couldn't throw it? I don't know. Well, I took care of her. Steady. Oh, come on, steady. Steady. There you go. Just chain them, and there we go. Alright, and just want to be cautious not to overwhelm myself at this stage. Alright, I need to get near the projector, and I grabbed the apple by mistake, but it's not gonna matter. Shit. Fuck. Sorry, just gotta concentrate here. And now here's the mid-stage boss. The rematch against the stage 4 boss by himself. And I got him I got the infinite. Just watch. Oh, sorry. Did not mean to use the finisher right there. But now I got him. And, alright, I took care of this guy. These guys take a lot of hits. These guys are technically called Garcias, but they kind of look more like jabs to me. But no, their names are actually Garcia. I grabbed the weapon. I think one of the enemies was holding an enemy, and I knocked it down. Was holding the weapon, and I knocked it off of it. Alright, good. None of these bitches were doing the. Oh god. I didn't mean to throw her. At least she wasn't ducking, plain damsel. God damn it. Gotta get away from the turbines there. You actually need to wait for the turbines to come down, and you do it by getting near them. Alright, good. Take care of this bitch. And, You don't know. I got an extra power up and an extra life. And I'm about to get my 9th extra life soon. Told you, you can actually get 10 lives easily, though you cap off at 9. However, we won't get the 10th life until stage 8. And stage 7 is actually really easy to die in. Alright, took care of the guy with the knife, but now I need a... Good. I need to make sure these turbines come down all the way. Because they wait until you get close. Alright, and now... No, not yet. We're almost there, just need to take this guy out. Oh, and this guy too. Anticlimax, it's easy. Now we get the boss. And it's a repeat of stage 2, except there's 2 of them. On the bright side, there are no respawning enemies. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to grab them. Alright, I decided to call the cop car. And I'm gonna use another cop car again to take care of the one of the bosses, so I can beat this mono a mono. Now I just need a get a combo off of him, and he'll be done. Got it. And I got the extra life too. I believe the score caps off at 999,999 points. And you can only really get down the higher difficulties. Although it's actually a bit easier to do in this game if you have all your lives intact. I don't. By the way, this is another stage with an amazing track. Listen. Told you it was pretty catchy, didn't I? So, next opportunity I get, and I decide to throw away the knife, because it don't get in my way. This stage has an amazing track in its own right. Alright, you can actually throw enemies off the ledge of the lift here, and it'll be an instant death for them. But this is the only stage in the game that doesn't have a boss. I don't not want to waste the power up yet. And I actually threw a bad guy off the ledge. Because there is a situation where, and I think there is actually a section that you want the power up for, and it's coming up right now. Such awesome music. Alright, I don't want to use it quite yet. Alright, now I'm gonna use it. Just to take care of those ducking bitches. As well as the purple guy, because he keeps throwing me around like a rag doll. I just need to take her out. Huh. Alright, the final floor. Here we go. It would have been fatal anyways. So I'm gonna unleash a power up here. Take care of all these enemies. Alright, let's go, let's go. That's it. That's it for stage 7. Easy peasy. But now comes the hardest stage in the game easily. You want to try to get to the very end with as many lives as humanly possible. If nothing else, so I basically need to be at my absolute A game the rest of the way. This first part is pretty easy enough, but this is the only stage in the game that has 7 sections. As the stage itself is a boss gauntlet of all the bosses you fought previously. As you notice, you have no power-ups in this stage, and you can't call upon a second player to help you out. You could the rest of the game, but not in this stage, and all the other stages, but not on this stage. You're on your own in stage 8, you are on your own. So, we're about to near the first boss in the gauntlet. Alright, I decided I'm gonna... This is probably stupid because you don't 9 times out of 10, you really don't want a weapon unless you can throw it. But these guys, you know... These guys just piss me the fuck off, so I'm just gonna grab the steel pipe and hope for the best. It literally changes your entire strategy because you can't combo with it. But luckily there's a turkey leg at the end, so taking damage in this part of the against this boss isn't a big deal. In fact, after every From now on, the only health power-ups left are the turkeys. I just want to be really cautious here so I do not eat the turkey leg prematurely. These guys like to throw you and it's... fuck. At least I only got a little bit of damage, and now for the second boss. Oh, and these bosses are all palette swaps. And, again, I should emphasize, jump kicking these guys will not work. They will just dodge your attack. And from the looks of it, I'm going to guess that throwing them around is your best. Getting close to them and then throwing them is your best means of dealing with these guys. But man, that was too close. Alright, I don't want to get too far. Gotta take care of this guy first. Don't want to get too close because touching this guy will instantly kill me. I need that turkey leg. Fuck. Alright. Took care of him. Now for the third boss. Jump kick this guy every time he gets back up. I missed my timing here. I course correct myself just in the nick of time, so to see how easy the third and fourth bosses are without the spawning enemies. And that just emphasizes just how much of a difference it is when they're not spawning infinitely. And I think I'm near the part where the martial artists actually resemble Shiva. We're not at that part yet. But those guys actually would look like the prototype Shiva. I decided that I need to throw that knife. If you try, you can't throw these guys, at least not over your head. Finally, I was not able to get the infinite because I kept grabbing him. But at least he's over and done with, and I'm about to get my 10th and final extra life and get back to 9. And there's the last life. Alright, good. Here are the guys that look like Shiva. The final palette swap. Alright. I have to deal with these guys. I had no idea if either one of them would come back or not, so I get into my position. And this is how you take care of the Mona Lisa sisters the second time. Jeez, I know, but at least it's better than trying to chase them down and getting double teamed. And that one isn't much I could do at that point. As soon as the fast one goes down, the slow one will take her place in terms of speed. See? No, there was another guy left. But it's time for me to rectify it. And that's why I chose to play spell hands off. Do not touch any of the do not press any buttons. You want to say no. If you say yes, you will be thrown back to stage 6. And if you were playing 2 players, this is the only way to get the bad ending. One player says yes, the other says no, and then you will have to fight and then the players 1 and 2 will have to fight each other to the death. The winner, after that, when you beat Mr. X, you get the bad ending. But if everyone says yes, you get thrown back to stage 6. I suppose that is the only way you can actually get Fuck. And I lost my first slide. Alright. And I think I'm about to get loop this guy. Alright, when you actually do the upper kick with Blaze, you are invincible until she gets back down the ground. That's pretty much how I figured out that you can loop this guy. And there's all the more reason why Blaze is the best character in the game. Anyways, he just needs one more punch, and there we go. Yeah, beaten Streets of Rage 1 and have gotten the good end. And because this was entirely one player, we got the good end. I usually prefer to play as the guys, but this is the only game in the series I can think of where Blaze is objectively the best fighter in the game. Can't spell out Mike or Mike Gordon, so here you go. And that's a wrap on yet another perfect playthrough. And in hindsight, this is definitely one of the best games on the Genesis. I don't know if I would put it in the top 10 or not, but it's definitely up there. And it's definitely top 10 in terms of musical score. It is absolutely fantastic. But it will actually, but pretty much everything will go beyond that in Streets of Rage 1, in Streets of Rage 2. It is God tier among the Genesis library. Right up there with Sonic's 2 and 3 Knuckles and Gunstar Heroes for the best games on the Genesis, bar none. So, I hope you enjoyed this perfect playthrough. I know I did. Let's watch the sunset. Look at the image. This music's pretty cool too, though I do prefer the ending music in the later games. But just a tad, they're all great. And to leave this screen, you just have to press enter, press start to leave the screen. This is Mike Gordon signing out.